Hello everyone and welcome to another Looker Studio tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to apply filters for events and conversions in Looker Studio. It is extremely simple. Before we go there, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps me tremendously to create new content, so thank you very much in advance. So, first things first, we're going to come here and insert a scorecard. Now, the method we're going to go through works for scorecards, pie charts, or any visualization that you are going to use. So here we're going to say that we want to have a look at the event count, but in this case we don't want to see all the events. We want to narrow down to a specific event. So let's give an example. So let's say, for example, that I want to see only the event that is relevant to browse courses click. So I have an event here that is named browse courses click, and I want to only see this number. I don't want to see everything, the total event count. So what you can do is you can select the scorecard here on event count. You can come on the right hand side under the setup column. You can click on add a filter. You're going to create a filter, and we're going to create a new filter. We're going to call it browse, how is it called here? Browse courses click. So let's see the exact name of the event. So browse courses click, this is how we're going to call it. The name doesn't matter of the filter, and then we're going to say this scorecard is going to narrow down only on event name that contains or equals, or a regular expression if you want to include more than one event, browse courses click. And then we are going to save, and now you see here that it's not a big number anymore. The system only gives us the event count of this specific event. It says here event count, however. So what you need to do is you can hover your mouse on top of the metric and you can rename this. So you can say, for example, that this is the event that is called, for example, browse courses click, or you can customize the name accordingly. Now, there is a difference between event count and users. That's very important for you to note. So event count means that I'm going to count every instance of this event happening. So what this means, for example, to give you a visual, is I'm going to come here to my website, and let's say, for example, that I'm going to click here browse courses one time, and then I'm going to click a second time, and then I'm going to click a third time, and then I'm going to click a fourth time. So event count means that the system is going to count every instance when someone clicked on this button or took this event action. If you want to see the unique users that took this action, then what you need to do here is you need to select the metric that is called users, total users, and then you need to apply basically this event. So I'm going to start with a scorecard or a chart, basically a metric that is total users, and then under the setup column I'm going to say here that I want to filter down to the event that is called browse courses click. Right? And this is telling you essentially that there are 16 unique individuals that actually took this action, this event that is called browse courses click. So essentially, event count is 18. It means this button is clicked 18 times, or this event is happened 18 times by 16 unique individuals. Now, the same way we created a scorecard and we filter down, the same way we can create, for example, a chart. So let's say you have a chart here, and we want to see, for example, by month, how many events are actually happening, right? So, and we want to see only how many of these specific events are happening. So how many people click on that button. So same thing, we already have the filter, so we're going to apply the filter here. So you're going to add a chart or a table or any visualization you like. Then you're going under the setup column to create a filter, and you're going to say, I want to narrow down to the event that has this specific name. And here you can see basically that if we narrow down to event count, and we style basically here our chart. So we have these 18 events, 2 happened in June and 16 happened in July. If you want to see how many unique individuals took this event, then what you can do is you can change here to total users. Some of you may actually, let's say, think about, okay, when should I use users, and then narrow down to an event name, and when should I use event count. It really depends on the action you want to track. For example, if you are talking about form submissions, you want to see how many unique form submissions by unique users you are generating. So it makes a lot more sense to have the metric total users and then filter down to a specific event or a conversion. If we are talking about an action that perhaps is, let's say, PDF downloads, and a user can download multiple PDFs, then you want to see the event count, how many times this event happened, regardless of how many users actually took this action. Or you may want to see both. That's up to you. I'm giving you both options here. And the same thing is true with conversions. Keep in mind that whether you want to use events or whether you want to use conversions, so for example, if I have a pie chart, a column chart, or maybe a scorecard, for example, here, and I select as a metric, let's say here, conversions, you are going to follow the same logic. And whether you select event count or conversions, when you come here to create your filter, then you are going to select here event name. Even if your metric is a conversion, you're going to say, I want my event name to include such and such, right? So that's how you're going to create the filter here, right? So the same thing that applies for events applies also for conversions. And that's how you can narrow down to specific events or conversions in Looker Studio. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great day in any time zone. Bye everyone.